So, do you want to just quickly invite them back? I just need to quickly change my audio settings so as nobody gets deafened by the sound of the cars. So, so people will be sorting out their setups to do theirs. Those two that have left will, if they rejoin, be starting from the back because they aren't going to have time to qualify now. Which is unfortunate for them, but from what I could tell, it was just time out from them not selecting their tyres, which I know will kick you from the lobby if you don't.
Oh, they've been sent
final check to make sure drivers are there.
2 invites each, so...
Okay, well then it's on those guys to get themselves back in here, or we will be running with a shorthand of drivers, which we are on 19 drivers. So according to this though, both of those 2 drivers are back because they're actually at the front. So let's just see if I can pull up. We'll go full track. I'm actually on board with Cameron, so he seems to be flying as well. He's sneaking up the order there. Monkey though is the one out at the front at the minute, which I'm quite surprised by. We don't often see Monkey right up there at the front. It's usually someone like Cameron or Dan or Scott.
It'll come down to, depends on their setups as well, because if he's got quite a high setup, the first few corners is...
Yeah, it will depend on downforce.
Yeah.
But this is, it's one of those tracks that it requires a lot of downforce, but at the same time you can overdo the downforce. I mean, I was running quite high downforce, which didn't help me in the DRS zones once we finally got it available last night. Oh, that was very wide there for a Monkey. That was a big old drift he got on. But there we go, look, that's now Cameron and Dan and Hamster all fighting for the top spot. So let's see if I can sneak on board with one of those if the game will let me. Ginger's popped in there as well. So Dan's just coming around the penultimate turn. And Cameron is ahead of him, so let's see where Cameron is. It is very, very minor gap between the 2 as well. It's not going to be a huge difference. But that is Cameron with 33.5, down with a 33.6. And I didn't get to see any of the other times, as Aiden got himself disqualified. I think there was actually about 5 or 6 disqualifications or crashes there, so I'll see if I can quickly just check on who that is. So again, that is Cameron, who will start from P1, Dan P2, Ginge P3, Hamster P4, Monkey P5, Colby P6, Harry P7, Noodles P8, Dylan P9 and Hound P10, and they will be reversed for the sprint race, which means Hound will be starting on pole with Dylan alongside him. So we had JJ Lato, Matey Boy, Coltrane set no time, which was probably invalidations. Aiden and Scott were both disqualified, so
probably corner cutting or slammed into the
yeah,
wall.
maybe corner cutting or crashes or something like that. I wasn't sure. We weren't actually on board with them, unfortunately. But we will, as I say, we will see Hound starting from the front, which is interesting, with Dylan alongside him. Now, I know Dylan's quite quick in the F1 cars, but I'm not 100% sure of what he's like with the F2 cars, so I wonder if he'll be able to get the leap on Hound off the line.
As long as he's cautious into the first corners, because he does like to send it.
Oh, yes, he does. But, I mean, both of those two, they're going to have to be just a little bit cautious with each other getting into the first turn. But then saying that, so does everyone else really at the back, because you can create quite a pile of cars very, very quickly off the line. So it depends on who gets bogged down, who gets a good start, whether somebody does exactly what I did last night, which was have a stupid clutch failure as you're trying to get off the line. You know, any little daft things like that can happen, and it can create quite a pile of cars. So we've had no comments yet, so I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I'm just hoping for dry, in honesty. So they are off on their formation lap, all on the yellow striped medium compound tyre.
And of course there's no need for a stop in the sprint race neither.
No, not at all. The sprint race is a non-stop race, unless of course they pick up damage. So As I say, we've got Hound starting from the front in pole position with Dylan alongside him on the front row. Noodles and Harry are P3 and 4. Cool Pete and Monkey are P5 and 6. Hamster and Ginger's P7 and 8. And Dan and Cameron will be 9 and 10 on row 5. We'll have Rhonosaurus and Nerfpack on row 6. Michael and Binks on row 7. Scott and Aiden, they're both quite quick as well. They'll be side by side in P15 and 16 on row 8. Cole Trim and Matey Boy on row 9, and JJ Lato on his own there at the back on row 10.
It's quite interesting really, because from Harry all the way to Dan, as I was in Discord earlier, they was just chatting about how quick they are, so they're literally all right next to each other, so this would be interesting.
Yeah, the other thing that would be quite interesting as well is JJ Lato, or Gelato as you like to call him, Carl, Aiden and Scott. Oh, we got Harry been disqualified. But yeah, all those 4 I was just mentioning there, they're actually very quick. So I'd be quite surprised if I didn't see those guys moving up the order quite quickly from their relative positions at the back. And all 4 of them are going to have very good drives in both this sprint and in the feature race if they want to score any points today as well.
There we go. Blinks has now joined, so he's probably going to start at the back, so when the race starts he'll take over whatever car there is.
He's got his car, he's in P14.
Yeah.
Because everyone below him either didn't set a time or was DSQ'd. So he is technically starting from the back of the drivers that actually set a lap, which meant the AI probably set his lap for him. And the same with Michael as well, ahead of him in P13. So this is a great view to start from actually. If it stays where it is, I can see about 8 or 9 of the cars and I can see the lights. So I think we're ready for lights. A little bit of bouncing on the back end of someone's car there. I think that's Monkey.
Right, okay, someone needs to leave, I think.
I think that's who else we got? I think that's Dan as well. The back end of his car's just bouncing around. It'll be one of those 2 that's rejoined. It'll either be Michael or Blanks or Binks or whatever his name is, because they rejoined during the session or the one-shot quali. Because unfortunately, if we have to restart, it is going to create an issue trying to get the grids lined up.
Right, so they're talking now. Do you think it's Bran and Michael? They just need to leave.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, Blanks or Binks or whatever his name is Bran, and Michael is obviously Michael. So it'll be one of those 2 because they rejoined during the one-shot quali. It probably bugged the lobby out.
Right, so that's Blanks left.
Yeah, so that's Blanks left, and it hasn't changed anything yet. So we may have to wait for Michael to leave as well. Monkey's left as well. Why is Monkey left? It's a strange choice for Monkey there. Not anything happening on the Discord I'm not aware of here that's causing...
They're just letting them know who needs to leave and then rejoin when it starts.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was a reason that he'd done it.
This is a nice start to Australia.
Yeah, it's not the best way to start, unfortunately, but I think we're still just waiting on Michael to leave at the moment.
There we go. Oh no.
And I've just got blue screened.
Yes, so have I. I've just been kicked out altogether.
Yep, I've just been blue screened.
And the stream's gone.